Folks, your OS Reviews. You're watching our video review of the i5 Smart Bracelet. This is also a pedometer. It measures the distance you've walked, the calories you've burned, your daily goal, and it syncs using Bluetooth 4.0 to any iOS or Android smartphone/tablet. It can also act as a incoming text message notifier. It's going to vibrate. It can act as an alarm clock that you can sync with the app. It's going to vibrate to wake you up in the morning. It shows you the time and date, and it's also sweat-proof in addition to light waterproof. It's priced at only $30, which is highly affordable, and the packaging is also pretty simple. There's a QR code in the very back you need to scan to install the app on iOS as well as Android, and you have a list of all the functions that you have on the very back. There's also sleep tracking on board, which is pretty cool, and a gesture control. So basically, if you wear the actual smartwatch and then kind of twist your arms, it's going to automatically turn on and show you the time and date, a little bit like the Xiaomi Mi Band, and it has an OLED screen which measures 0.49 inches, which is good. It's very energy efficient. It charges using USB, and actually the charger is integrated on board. And what I mean by that is you can peel this off the band and plug this into a PC, a Mac, or even into the wall, and it's going to start charging. And it charges up only in 30 minutes, so it's actually a very fast charger, and afterwards it's going to last about 1 to 2 weeks before you need to recharge it again. So battery life is excellent and definitely top notch. So in the box, you also have access to a user manual, and that's basically it. And doing a quick comparison of size with the Misfit Flash, you can see it's a little bit thicker in portfolio, but also smaller in terms of the width. And it overall is a pretty comfortable wearable to watch around your wrist. It's not going to get you too much attention, so it still feels like a watch as far as the size is concerned. It's pretty small and discreet. So checking out the design again, if you shake it a little bit, there is that motion sensor. So basically, if you lift your wrist up, it's going to show you the time. And you can also press the key over here to access those features. So the first menu here shows you the time, and it also gives you the battery status. Tapping on it one more time, I can turn on the Bluetooth. I can tell how many steps I've walked. This is the distance, and you can change the units such as kilometers in the application. This is the calories I've burned today, and it goes back around. If I want to turn on the sleep mode, you can set that up manually. The display will automatically turn off, and it has a matte surface as well, so you can still see the screen under direct sunlight, which is a huge plus. The band itself is actually very comfortable to wear, and again, the watch is quite lightweight, so you won't really feel the difference between this and a traditional digital watch. You can get a very comfortable fit and change the strap depending on your wrist size. It works nicely for both girls as well as guys. There's even an aluminum accent on the very tip there, which is very reminiscent of the Xiaomi Mi Band, but basically that's the design. It's pretty attractive, but it's also nothing too flashy. Look at the interface of the app first. We have up front the number of steps you've taken. You can also share this information through Facebook, Twitter, and there's also the number of calories you've burned, which I can tap on there, and this shows a circular icon, so when I've completed my daily goal, it's actually going to fill up completely with the orange color. I also have the number of time that I've been spent exercising today, and also you can see all the information in a graphical format, and down below here it shows the number of calories I've burned and at which time. Swiping to the left, we have a few other settings that I can go through. I have my profile picture here and also my name. It shows you your status in terms of how much health you've reached out of a percentage. I can change the pedometer mode, so it uses either the sensor on the smartwatch or on my phone to do that. The next device connection to show that my connection has been confirmed, which you can see there. You need to set that up before you use the application. I can also change device settings. That includes my target of how much steps I want to take each day. If I'm sitting for how much time, then it's going to give me a reminder that I should probably start walking or start exercising again in the form of a vibration. I can change the alarm, so that's pretty easy to do. I can add new alarms, different times, different dates. It's going to vibrate. As far as being an alarm clock goes, it's not the best in the world. The vibration sensor on here is quite weak, and I found that oftentimes there's no actual sound. So in the morning, I couldn't actually get up because I didn't even realize it was vibrating for the first few times that I tried it. But in the afternoon, I realized that it was just a very weak kind of sensor there. But it is a feature you can use for reminders, which I think would work pretty nicely. There's also the ability to change from 24-hour to 12 hours for showing the time over here on the smartwatch. You have the ability to change the units, the auto sleep, so right now we have that turned off. I can turn that on, so whenever I lie down, the motion detector will notice that and record how many hours of sleep that I received. There's also the palming gestures that I talked to you guys before, and you can turn that function on or off, and there's also a remind light that you can turn on and off, and that's basically the premise of the entire system. You can also push different messages, so if I get a new SMS or a new call, it's also going to vibrate, in addition to upgrade the firmware if that's necessary. So the app is very easy to use and pretty simple as well. It also shows me my history this week, this month in a graphical format for steps, calories, sports time, as well as distance. So that works pretty nicely. Now, going back to the actual smartwatch slash fitness tracker next, I'm going to talk about the accuracy. Now, compared to something like the Misfit Flash, I have to say the accuracy is not as good. So it does a okay job, I would say, but sometimes the lightest shake would register steps, even though I didn't really take a step. It was basically just my arm moving, whereas on the Misfit Flash, it was very good at detecting an actual step versus a accidental shake. This is something that this particular product is not as good as in doing. Even though the app actually tells you to input your height and also your gender when you first log in, and also your stride length, those things seem to not work as nicely in terms of accurately detecting how many steps you've taken. Otherwise, though, it's not the biggest deal in the world. I just found that sometimes it's a little bit off. The same thing goes with the sleep tracking. Sometimes if you're in the automatic mode, it won't track that you've actually slept, which is a bit of a issue there, but I think this is something that can be fixed with a future firmware update. But if you are in the manual mode, it does work pretty nicely. Overall, the i5 Smart Bracelet is a decent value for the money, especially if you're considering it's a fitness tracker slash smart alarm clock, and also a smart notifier that retails for just $30, which is incredibly inexpensive. The price point of wearables is continuously reducing, especially compared to something like a Samsung Galaxy Wear, which might be 5-6 times the price of this thing. So it's a good value for the money, even though there are a few limitations here and there. To learn more information about this product, be sure to read our full RIN review. This has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews.